So this one, a common mistake is pulling back. We want to get forward. See what that does to his lats. Do it again. Boom. Boom. Again, V taper. Quads. Biceps. You can probably throw them in a bit more. Yep. And then, yeah. A little scoop of the trunks. Sometimes, last time when we did auto walk, Marley got in trouble for this.
Oh, yeah.
Some judges won't say anything, some will. If they do, then just don't pull the trunks. I think it's a sick shot. I really do. Quads. Good. So, foot is planted center with his back foot. He's jamming this leg into this leg to pop that hamstring, right? Glutes. There. Easy one to forget. Can probably turn a little bit just to get that. So if he's this way, you can see this fantastic, but he's thin, right? We want to take up more space on stage. So just that subtle turn of the torso looks ridiculous.
I don't know if you guys can hear them. I'm going to try to keep my voice down so I don't wake them, but for this video, this seems appropriate. He's somewhat asleep. We're getting some meal prep done, so when it comes to prepping food, like always, I keep it simple, I keep it basic. So got a bunch of rice cooked, a bunch of chicken cooked, potatoes are going to go in the air fryer, which will get me 4 or 5 days worth of potatoes cooked and done. Other meals are basic. Whey protein, cream of rice, fruit, stuff that is like super easy to make, super easy to just throw in and go. This stuff, easy to prepare because I kind of just like let it do its thing. I don't really have to like monitor it a whole lot, which is nice. I think when it comes to the place I'm in my life right now, simplicity is going to be the easiest way to make sure that I stay on top of things, right? I'm not cooking these elaborate fancy meals, and to be fair, it's 3 in the afternoon. It's a holiday Monday, so I'm not at my day job right now. I got the laptop there because I'm still doing client stuff, but even right now, this is what's the word? A privilege to be in this situation where I can literally just like cook some stuff in the middle of the day. Normally I'd have to be either doing this like early in the morning or late at night before we kind of shut it down for the day and go to bed. So I'm happy to be able to do this right now. But like this stuff here, guys, like this is probably 3 or 4 days worth of chicken. This pot of rice is gonna last me equally 3 or 4 days, if not a bit longer. Like I said, the potatoes. So the biggest tip I can give if you're in the situation that I am with a baby is planning to cook a bunch of food and just do it all in one shot. When it comes to like like packing stuff, I've always weighed my stuff cooked. I know some people, some athletes, some coaches are gonna say, oh, you need to weigh it out raw and then cook it and this, that, and the other. And if you're home all day and you can do that and you can cook everything fresh, great. But me and most other people don't have that luxury. So I always weigh it cooked. I always cook it the same. That is probably the only caveat to that, is if you cook things differently. Like potatoes, for example, they can vary in weight based on how you cook them to a pretty large degree, right? So if you're air frying them like I am, or you're baking them, or you're boiling them, you're gonna get different amounts, which obviously is going to vary the amount of carbohydrates, total calories, which you need to take into consideration, right? So me, I always air fry them the same amount of time. I use the same 2 or 3 spices. Rice, easy. Chicken, easy. It's cooked the same, and then I weigh it afterwards based on the amount that I want. So if you're in that situation where you don't know what to do, cook or raw weight, cooked weight, whatever, pick one and always do that, right? So for me, I weigh everything cooked. I cook it, I weigh it, and I'm done, right? That way it's always the same. If you're in one of those situations where you can, weigh it out raw and cook it up, and that's like your portion for the day, cool. That obviously will work. But if you're like myself, you don't really get that luxury. So this, however many, it's probably like I have 200 grams of rice at a time. So I just weigh it out, 200 grams, 200 grams, 200 grams. However much that gets me from this pot, that's how much I got. Same with the chicken. I weigh out 6 ounces when I need it. So however long that lasts me, that's what I do. Figured it was a good time to just snag this clip because it's very applicable to the world I'm in right now with he's asleep. So I'm going to try to get some shit done. If he wakes up, I got to attend to him, and this will wait. But that's it. That's how we roll. So, yeah. Anyways, time to eat. All right, where'd you go? He's tucked it out so easily. Chilling by the mill. Conveniently, we have a river kind of tucked in behind. There we go. Tucked in behind kind of where we live. So we've got like a massive trail, takes you all around through the village, and then this nice little spot. So I mentioned in the first video how I've been trying to take advantage of moments of peace and not be exposed to stimulus with music and podcasts, and just trying to be consuming information 24/7. Yet here I am listening to a podcast. But one of the ones I really like is Modern Wisdom by Chris Williamson. Really like the content that he produces as far as the guests he has and the subject matter he covers with regards to business, personal development, fitness, health, that kind of stuff. A lot of his content is very much in the realm of what I'm interested in and all that good stuff. The guest he had on the one that I'm listening to, this recent episode, I believe his name is Robin Sharma, something like that. But very early on, he said a quote that kind of struck me pretty good was, pursue your craft even if there's no applause. And with the world I'm in with bodybuilding, it's very ego driven, especially with social media. People like the applause and the likes and the admiration when you're shredded and when you get on stage and when you're prepping and stuff. And then when that period goes away and your body starts to return to a more normal state, and the likes and the admiration kind of fall to the wayside, people get pretty messed up about it. They kind of just lose this sense of identity and sense of purpose. And I've seen people and I've had clients who, once the admiration starts to go away, they just kind of fall off bodybuilding. They don't get the same love out of it, the same enjoyment out of it, which kind of tells you that maybe you weren't in it for the right reasons, or you weren't getting everything out of it that you thought you were going to get out of it, and you've kind of still got some searching to do. And it's a tricky one, especially again with social media and the social media world we're in, that everything is just admiration and validation. And hope this isn't too loud. It's hard. I wouldn't say that I'm immune to it either. There was definitely a period, everybody gets the post-show blues, and that was a thing even before social media existed. So now it's much, much worse when you have, so many more people with their eyes on you and their opinions and their thoughts and all that kind of stuff. It's tricky. It is tricky. So, I don't know. I just, that quote really, pursue your craft even if there's no applause. I think obviously that can be applied to anything, any pursuit that you have. If no one's applauding or cheering you, that doesn't mean that it's not worthwhile, it's not worth doing, it's not worth pursuing. Because oftentimes the stuff that is worthwhile is stuff that nobody really sees. Damn, we're getting deep here. But you know, it's I think back to like when I first got into competing, lifting weights in general, right? It wasn't for anybody else. It wasn't for any other validation or whatever besides my own. Even when I first started competing. Sorry, Herc's like wrapped up. Lift your foot. Lift your foot. Good boy. When I first got into competing, 2015, like social media was in its infancy. Like I feel like Instagram was, you know, you post a picture of your dog and you're like, this is my dog. And that was the extent of it. It wasn't for anything as far as trying to get follows and likes and fame, right? But you know, nowadays people see the glamour that is bodybuilding, or what they think is bodybuilding, with the stage shots and the shredded pictures and the abs and everything else. And you know, it's a small piece of the massive puzzle that is getting ready for the stage. And those are brief moments in time that don't last much longer past those brief moments. Like I tell people that, you know, you compete on Saturday and Sunday comes around and it's just another day, and Monday comes around and you go back to work and it's like it never happened, you know? So yeah, I don't know. Just something to think about. Some days it'll be 6:30 in the morning. And you gotta try to get him to sleep because he's been restless all night. And the bumping of the stroller is the only thing that'll knock him out. So here we are. All right, we made it. Kiddo's asleep. So obviously sleep is going to be the biggest like variable that gets disrupted when it comes to nutrition. Obviously you can stay on top of things, training, you can do what you can, but I find sleep is going to be the one that really takes people by surprise. So last night, for example, Carrie let me sleep from, I think I shut it down like 8:30 and slept till like 1, and then got up and then sent her to bed and kind of handled him the rest of the night. He was like in and out of sleeping, so it wasn't like an extended stretch of 3 or 4 hours. So I think maybe there was 2 or 3 periods of like a half hour snooze. I just had him on my chest, and like anytime he'd wake up, I just kind of pat him on the back a little bit, and you could see him, you know, fall back to sleep again. So like, you know, I've been pretty much up, relatively speaking, since 1 a.m. It's now just after 8. And we're in the gym. We're getting it done. Nothing, a little pre-workout, some music, and a vibe. Can't solve. So I'll snag. See, I'm underslept. I can't even talk. I'll snag some clips of this session, a little bit of delts and arms, and we'll continue on with the video. Mom, so I have a question for you.
Yes.
You're gonna end this video. This video is about balancing bodybuilding and fitness while being a father. For any of the viewers, do you have any advice as the grandmother of this little stud over here? How can I be the best father / bodybuilder I can be?
You need to keep your priorities straight, so that this little guy right here and your beautiful wife are very, very important. And as much as you love bodybuilding, you always have to remember that they are number one. Bodybuilding will come number two. And then your beautiful grandmother here will come number three.
Good chat.